Bottom node. Permanent support on the player side. When a human creature enters the battlefield under your control, your non-human creatures get +2/+2. When a non-human creature you control attacks, gain 1 loyalty, then the first human card in your hand gains 2 mana. On the enemy side, you have when a non-human creature dies, your first creature gets +2/+2, then draw a card. If it's an equipment support, it gains half of its mana. When a human creature enters the battlefield under your control, target opposing non-human creature gets -1/-1. The objectives are going to be win the fight against your opponent, bestiary, summon 4 or more non-human creatures during a single fight, and loyalty, activated planeswalker ability 2 or more times during a fight. For a brand new player, I would run Liliana 1, the Origins Lily, with something like this. Silver Smoke Ghoul, Renewal 6. He's a 4/2 with Berserker. At the end of your turn, this creature is in your graveyard. Return it to the battlefield under your control. Then disable it until the beginning of your next turn. When this creature dies, draw a card. Fleshbag Marauder. When this creature enters the battlefield, if you control at least one or more creature, another creature you control is destroyed, and the first creature your opponent controls is destroyed. Mire Triton. When this creature enters the battlefield, destroy the top 3 cards of your library, then you gain 2 life. Foulmire Knight. It's a 1/1 Berserker with Death Touch with an adventure card. When you flip it, it's you lose 1 life, then draw a card. Temple of Deceit. When this support enters the board, draw a card. At the beginning of your turn, convert 2 gems to black or blue. Temple of Malice. When this support enters the board, draw a card. At the beginning of your turn, convert 2 gems to black or red. Final Death. Exile target opposing creature. Farika's Libation. Destroy an opposing enchantment support. If you can't, destroy the first opposing creature. Read the Bones. Draw 2 cards, take 2 damage. Bake into a Pie, destroy target creature, create a food token. For a little bit more advanced collection, I would run this Garruk 2 deck with Castle Garenbrig. When this support enters the board, if there are 5 or less green gems, convert 4 gems to green. At the beginning of your turn, convert 2 gems to green. Activate 1 green, convert 2 gems to green for each green creature you control. Mythos of Nethroi. Destroy the opposing creature with the highest cost. Adamant green or white, then destroy the opposing support with the highest cost. Reclaim the Waste. Kicker 4. Fetch the first card with landforming from your library. Convert 7 gems to green. Woodland Bellower. When this creature enters the battlefield, move the next green creature from your library to your hand. That creature gains 6 mana. Oran Frostfang. When a creature you control attacks, that creature gets +2/+0 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. When a creature you control deals combat damage, draw a card. This card is mainly for card draw. His other ability is kind of useless in this deck. Nisa's Pilgrimage. At the beginning of your turn, convert 2 gems to green. And then we have the Great Aurora as a board wipe. Destroy every creature and support on the battlefield. This is just a reset card if you need it. Farika's Libation. Destroy an opposing enchantment support. If you can't, destroy the first opposing creature. Colony Ambush. Your first creature fights target opposing creature. Landforming, create a colony territory token, which is hitting the horizontal match and then putting a support down that converts 2 gems to green. Final Death. Exile target opposing creature. And if you have every card that you have access to, I would run Karn with something like this. Kogla the Titanate. When this creature enters the battlefield, this creature fights target opposing creature. When this creature attacks, destroy an opposing artifact or enchantment support. At the end of your turn, you may return the last human creature you control to your hand. If you do, this creature gains prevent damage until the beginning of your next turn. Urza, Lord High Artificer. This creature does not hit the objectives, so you want to be careful that you're not playing too many of them. But he's just there because he is the greatest mana ramp in the game in Standard right now. When this creature enters the battlefield, create an Urza's Factory token, which is converting X gems to blue, which is whatever the support shield count is. Otrimi, the Ever Playful. Mutation, destroy the first different creature cards from your library. When this creature deals combat damage to your opponent's planeswalker, return the first creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It gains full mana. Thassa, Deep Dwelling. As long as your devotion to blue is 6 or more, your first creature gets +6/+5 and gains unblockable. At the end of your turn, you may exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under your control. If you do, disable the last opposing creature until the beginning of your turn. Ruinous Ultimatum. Destroy each opposing creature and each opposing non-land support. This effect can affect Vanguard supports. Mythos of Nethroi. Destroy the opposing creature with the highest cost, adamant green or white, then destroy the opposing support with the highest cost. Mythos of Snapdax. Destroy your creature with the lowest mana cost and the opposing creature with the greatest mana cost, adamant black or red, then destroy your non-land support with the lowest cost and the opposing non-land support with the greatest cost. This effect can affect Vanguards. Idyllic Tutor. Pick one of the first 4 different aura and/or enchantment cards from your library. It gains half of its mana. Nylea Keen-Eyed. As long as your devotion to green is 6 or more, your first creature gets +5/+6 and gains trample. At the end of your turn, fetch the first creature card from your library, then each creature card in your hand gains 2 mana. Archon of Emeria. When a player casts a card, disable each other card in that player's hand until end of turn. While on the battlefield, planeswalkers and card effects can't convert gems, unless they're lands, event rules, or resilient supports. That is basically just in there in case you face Nissa Worldwaker or any type of mono-green looping deck with Song of Creation and Leafkin Avenger. And I also subbed that out on my top Tamiyo build as well. I forgot to mention it on that deck, but I do.